Dark photo frame. Let's go ahead and start. In Design Space, we're going to go ahead and click on Images. Some of these images, I had bought a cartridge on Design Space, and the other images, I bought them from Etsy and uploaded them to Design Space. Now, in the search box, I'm going to type in baby shark. Not coral. Baby shark. What else do I need? I need a crab, a seashell, waves, and that's about it. Let's click on enter. And then right here, we're going to just go ahead and select the images we'll be using. Let's just go ahead to filter. I'm going to click my images, uploaded, and purchased. Okay, this one's better. Let's click on the sharks. Once you click on the images you'll be using, you'll see them right here in the bottom of the screen. Next, we go ahead and insert images. On this side, we will resize, change colors of the images. Okay, first things first. All the sharks will be print and cut. Click on the image, go to your bottom of the screen, and click on flatten. Flattening your image will convert them to print and cut. And then let's go ahead and size it, which will be a 6x6. I'm going to do this with all the sharks. Okay, now the crab will be a 3x3. Click on the crab, click on the size, unlock. Width will be 3, the height will be 3. We lock it, and let's just change the color. I like changing the color. That way I'll know once I click on make it and it's on the mat on the other side, I will just know what color cardstock to load. Okay, we click on the image, you go in between line type and fill. This peach box, you click on it and you change it to the color of your preference. I'm gonna have a orange. That one's done. Let's set it aside. Next will be the seashell. Seashell will be a 4x4. Unlock 4x4 and we lock it. Okay, for the seashell, it will be a dark blue. Where's my seashell? Right here. I don't need this black one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock it, ungroup, and nope, let's undo. I deleted the wrong one. Okay, let's go back again. Click on it and delete. Okay, let's go on the right hand side, and the pink one will be a dark blue. You click on it, go to the line type, fill the box, and we change the color, which is a dark blue. Then the top one will be a light blue. You can go on the right hand side, click on the seashell, go back to the box, and let's get this color right here. Let's highlight, and it's a 4x4. We set it aside. Now for the waves, if you highlight the entire image, you can move it around your canvas with no issues. Now the wave, the bottom will remain that color. The top one, that's the one I want to change the color. Let's change the color first. You go on the right hand side, you click it, and it'll be a dark blue. We go back to between line type and fill, click on that box, and we look. Next, we highlight the image, and the waves will be 11 by 4, and we need 3 pieces. That will do once we get to the other side, 11 by 3, and we lock it. Okay, from this one, from this SVG, I'm going, let me just expand it so we can see, guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to use part of some of these images. So what I do, click on the image, go to your right hand side and click ungroup. Set aside the images I'll be using. Let me get this. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm just going to go ahead and highlight this entire image because I do not need it, and delete it. Let's go ahead and size this one. The starfish will be 3.5 by 3.5, and it also will be a print and cut. We click on the image, go to your right hand side, flatten it, and then with the image still clicked, we're going to go ahead and unlock and set the size. Lock, set it aside. Let's bring this one in. Go to, click on the image, go to your right hand side. If you see here, it's piece by piece. We don't want that. It's too many pieces to put together. So that's why I'm converting them to a print and cut. Click on the entire image, flatten the image, and let's go ahead and size it. This one will be 5.5 by 3. And we set it aside. Next will be this one. Click on the image, flattened, and it will be a 5.3. And we lock. Next one will be this seaweed, which will be as well a print and cut. Click on the image, go to your right hand side, click on flatten, then we unlock, and it'll be a 2.2 by 7. And we lock. Next one will be all these 3 seaweeds. I'm going to, same size, they're going to be a 3 by 6. And I'm going to do the same technique as I just did right now. Just click on it, flatten it, and size all 3 of them. Now for this fish, let me put this aside. For this fish, let me highlight the entire image, flatten, and it will be a 5 by 5. And we lock it. Okay, we are done with this first part with the cutouts. And I'm just going to go ahead right here on your right hand side, one by one, to check if it's all, if whatever I need flattened, it's flattened. And then we go to the next step. All of them are flattened. If you notice right here in the bottom of the screen, it should be flattened except for the seashell, which will be glittered cardstock. That's why you see here the starfish is a cut and print and cut, and then right down here the seashell will be a cut. Okay, this flattened, all this is flattened, and this will be a cut as well, and the waves. Okay, let's set all that aside. I'm missing some seaweeds, so let me just go back. Going back to images will not delete what you already have on your canvas. If you click on new and you click on yes, you confirm it, yes, you'll lose whatever you did right here. So clicking on images will not, you won't lose what you have. Okay, let's go ahead and type in seaweed. See if I can get, I need 2 of them right here. This is one. This is the one I want, and these right here. We click on both, you'll see them on the bottom of the screen. Insert images. And let's go ahead and size them. Let's start with this one. This one, let me just go on your right hand side, ungroup. Then we click on the black one, click on the eye. And since it's ungrouped, we can just go ahead and delete that one. We won't be using that one. And this small one will be a 2.5 by 2.9. And it will be a cut. I will cut it from glittered cardstock. And 2.9. And we're just going to go ahead and change the color so I'll know what cardstock I'll be using. Click on the image, go to the box, and we're going to click it to orange. Set that aside. Now this one will be glittered cardstock 5.5 by 6. And I'm going to leave it blue, but I'm going to duplicate it because I need another one in green. So with that one, you duplicated that one. It will come out the same size as this one. We go ahead and click on the image, click on the blue box, and let's change it to green. Now let's take this one, and we're just going to go ahead with the image grouped. Let's go ahead and size it, which will be 5.5 by 5.5. Unlock and resize it. Relock it. Let's change the color so I'll know what glitter cardstock I will be loading. With the image clicked, go to your right hand side. This is the first part, which is the back. Click on that one, go to your box, and this will be a blue, dark blue glittered cardstock. Next one is the one on top, which will be a green. Is it green? No. It's like similar to the wave, like a teal. And then the one on the top will be a green. Click on the image or click on the right hand side, whichever you prefer, and let's change it to green. And we are done right here. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to highlight all my cutouts, right? And then I'm going to go here and group it because I want to hide all this. Once you group, you'll go right at the very top and click on the eye. I'm going to hide it because now I'm going to make the letters. It's going to read happy second birthday, Joelle. Click on text and we're going to type what we'll be using. Happy. Let's change the font. With the image clicked, we go right here on font. I'm going to click on Cricut. I'm going to type in Cricut alphabet. Click on enter and it's right here, the very first one. Okay, with that one done, I forgot the L, so you double click right next to the E and add the L and enter. Leave it as is right there. Now I want a background on these letters. With the image click, go on your right hand side and unclick where the H is. And click so it can bring that background. Now with that clicked, you go right back over here and you ungroup. You go to the H above that one and you ungroup. We have to size the letters one by one. We cannot select this entire image and size the letters. Press your shift key and then you click on each one of them so you can highlight all these letters, right? I would have done it before. Click on all these letters. And arrange send to the front. Now we can go ahead and select the letter. I'm going to move it. We are going to group it so we can size it at once. We're not going to size like this one, the shadow plus the one on top. We're going to size it just like this. Click on that image, unlock, and it will be a 2.3. by 2.3. Lock it. What I'm going to do, each one of these, I'll do the same technique. Let me one more time. Bring the box on your image, move it up here, group it so we can size it at once, and 2.3 by 2.3, not 2.3, I'm sorry, it's 2.2 by 3. Unlock, let's fix this one, 2 by 3, and lock. Okay, there we go. Now for the N and the D, it'll be a little bit smaller, which is a 1.3 by 1.3. Once you do that, you go back to your grouped images, unclick the eye, bring all of your images back on your canvas, click on Make It, and it will have separate print and cut, and the cut plus the letters. Okay, the first group will be print and cut. The second are the letters, and it has 2 colors. You can go ahead and change the colors as needed. I'm going to do the shadow a dark blue, and the one in the front will be a light blue. You can go ahead and change it one by one, or you click on it with your Shift tab, and then you go ahead and click and change the color. For the crab, I don't want 2 different oranges. I'm just going to cut them in the same cardstock, on the same glittered cardstock. So click on that image, click on the crab, click on the 3 little dots, move to another mat, and we move it to the mat number 10. Confirm you have both images here, because both will be on glittered cardstock. The green remains the same. My glittered cardstock is 12 by 12, so I'm going to leave it as 12 by 12. For the waves, I need 3 of them. So what I do, either you can type in 3 and click on apply, so it'll bring more than one here on this canvas. If you do that, you're going to duplicate all these by 3, which to me, I don't mind, because what I do, I have bins that I have in, what do you call that? I have folders in those bins, and I'll just save the images because I keep getting the same request for baby shark photo frames. So that way I'll have enough, and next time I don't have to be cutting. So you can go ahead and do that. If it's just a one-time thing, well, then you're going to go ahead and click on cancel, hide the waves. I'm just going to go back so I can show you. Click on cancel. Where are the waves? Right here. Let's ungroup it first. Click on the wave and you hide it. Then you go back to Make It. That way, once you finish printing, cutting, you go back to the wave. You hide all your cutouts and just leave your waves, and then you can add quantity 3 right here, project copies 3, because you need 3 for the top of your photo frame. Now, let's go ahead and click on continue. You will select the machine you'll be using. I'm going to use the Maker. Once you select the machine, we click on send to printer. Add bleed will remain on, leave it on, because right here it extends the ink a little bit beyond the border. That, you know, sometimes if it doesn't cut all the way through, you can just go ahead and take your scissors and cut it. If you don't select the add bleed, it'll add like a little small white margin on your image, which I don't like it for these. So then we go ahead and click on the drop down box and select the printer you'll be using. Then you go ahead and click on print. Once you print your image, you go ahead and select the material that you'll be cutting. For the print and cut, I'll be using 65-pound white cardstock. We click on that one. This remains the same default. Load your mat to your machine. Press the flash and go button. Once that's done with all your print and cuts, you come to the letters. The letters will be SVG, meaning you will stick your colored cardstock to your mat. You load it to your machine and the mat will cut your letters. And also that's the same for your glittered cardstock. For this coral right here, for the crab, all these right here, remaining right here. You stick your glittered cardstock to your mat, load it to the machine, and it will cut whatever image you have here onto your glittered cardstock. For the print and cut, that black box, it's called the registration mark. Machine needs to read that registration mark in order for it to know what it's cutting. Once you do all that, I'll see you back at the table so we can start assembling the picture frame. Okay, we have our 20 by 30 foam board. I have a 17-inch ruler. You can use any type of ruler that you have. Doesn't need to be a fancy one. Doesn't need to be wood. Doesn't need to be acrylic. If it's a ruler, you're fine. What I'm going to do is, this is pretty simple. From the outside in, you're going to mark it as 3 inch. Then you're going to twist your ruler and make sure you have the same size here, 3 inches in. You do the same on this side. Because we need all this part. We need all this part, 3 inches. So we're going to go ahead and do the same in all 4 corners. That's the square that you need. I have the X-Acto knife. What we're going to do is just cut out the center. I'm going to place my ruler because I don't have a steady hand. Okay, very carefully, just go ahead and pull it out. This part that I cut out, I will save it because I know I will be making more of these frames. So I suggest if you continue to make these frames and buy the same size, 20 by 30, please save the inner part. That way you don't have to go through what we just went through, measuring and all that kind of stuff. I'll meet you back at the other table so we can start painting and assembling the frame. Okay, we have our frame. We have our cutouts on this side. I have the dark brown paint, I have beige paint, and I have royal blue paint. What I'm going to do is paint the bottom part first with brown, then paint the top part with blue. Okay, we're done painting. We're done with the first coat. Let's just set it aside so it can dry. Once that first coat is dried, we're just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of paint in the inside border. We're gonna do it on both sides with the blue and the brown. Okay, once we do the inside, we're gonna go ahead and leave it for at least 5 minutes. And then what we're going to do is add the second coat to the blue and the brown bottom part. Once you finish the second coat on both sides and one coat on the outer side, the inner square, we go ahead and let it dry for a couple of minutes. The brown part is dried enough, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some swirls on the bottom with the cream color, so it'll make it like a beach color, you know, like sand. Let's go ahead and do that, and then let it dry for maybe 10 minutes, the entire frame. Once that dries, what I'm going to do is the back part of it, I'm going to paint it. Then I will see you guys in a bit so we can go ahead and glue on the cutouts. Okay, now that our frame is dried, what I did was the back of the frame, I added some tissue paper. It's called paper festooning. I just glued it on. I didn't like the effect of just the paint, so I added this so it can look a little bit more elegant. And I added 3 layers on each side. I already glued on the letter, the light letter on top of the dark letters of the shadow. Next thing, what I'm going to do is get my waves, and I'm going to glue them together. We take the 2 pieces. This is the top part of the wave, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue it together. I'm going to make 3 of them. Once I glue them together, I'm going to glue them right at the top of the frame. Now we're going to go ahead and get some of these seaweeds together as well. We get this part, and then we're going to glue this part on top, and then we take this one and glue it on top. But this one, instead of glued, I'm going to make it 3D, so I'm using my glue dots. Then we take our seashell and also glue on the top part of it. Next we take these seashells, not seashells, these seaweeds, and we have the dark green with the lime green. And we go ahead and we're gonna just glue right here. And that is about it, because the rest are print and cuts. We don't need to glue anything. And then we have the crab. Let's put these print and cuts here. I had mentioned I used tissue paper. They call it paper festooning. This is what I was talking about. It comes in a roll. We take the waves, we just add some glue, and we're going to place it. Let me start here. Not start here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, right here. Just like that. So you see this part right here? This part, avoid that. So you're just gonna go ahead and lift it all the way just to cover it. Okay, so we're gonna start in the corner. But before I glue that on, I'm gonna get one of the letters and I'm gonna try it on. Let me see how it would look. I have to test it first to see if it's where I want it. I think it's fine right there. Let me see. I've got to try it first. Yep, it's good. We start gluing. A generous amount of glue. And you place your wave. Once we're done with the waves, now we're going to go ahead and start with the happy second birthday on the top. We're just going to start on this end right here, all the way over here. Okay, once we add the happy birthday to the top, let me see if I can show you guys how it came out. You can't really see it that well. And now we're going to go ahead and make our way down. So we're going to go ahead and start on this side. And we have, let's get one of the sharks. Let's get the yellow one. The pink. This one goes here. And then we have the coral, which is this one goes here right on top. Seashell goes right here on the bottom. Generous amount of glue. And so we can cover this line right here. And we're going to take our crab, apply a generous amount of glue also on the crab, and place it on top of the seashell. This right here, we just go ahead and lift it so we can get the starting point of this seaweed. And then we're going to place it there. Once you place it there, you go ahead and you can glue the rest. That part. Okay. Before you glue this part, the inside, we're going to go ahead and glue the sharks. I forgot to glue on this part right here. Let me add a little bit more glue onto this shark right here. It's hot. Turn it around so you guys can see that part. Now we're going to make the other side. And I can go ahead and move this a little bit further down so you guys will be able to see it right here. Right there. Now on this side, we're going to add the other sharks, which this is, let me see if I can put him a little bit lower. Put her a little bit more. A little bit down, and then this one can go here. And then I can put as well, let me add these two over on this side. Just going to add these two here. These two right there. Okay, let's start with the bottom part. Generous amount of glue. Okay, we have that side. Now we're going to go ahead to the bottom. The blue one that's missing, which we can add it right here in the middle, right there. And then we can add something here so it won't look that empty. Okay, I'm going to add some seaweed to this corner right here. And I'm going to add the starfish to this corner right here. I can add this right here. This one looks much better. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I put the parts right on the frame so I can see where I'm going to glue the rest of these cutouts. And I was having a little bit of hard time because the name, like I said, only has 4 letters. And it's kind of hard to see where you want to put things, these cutouts. So I just put them right here on top just to see. But I think that's fine that way. And let's go ahead and glue this one. And I'm going to add this fish right on the top, but I'm going to add 2 glue dots to make him pop out. And then we go ahead and take this one and apply a generous amount of glue. Let's try to sit it behind. Okay, there we go. We are done. I will post a picture at the end of the video. Thank you all for your support. I pray that everyone has a blessed day, and as usual, happy crafting.